Hi! Today we're going to talk about everything that I made in winter and then what I plan to make in spring. If you watched my first video of the year where I finished off all of my projects from 2025 to start 2026 fresh, then you know that I started the year by finishing the I'll Pencil You In cardigan, which I'm wearing today and I will have in B-roll, and also 2 pairs of chanterelle trousers. The I'll Pencil You In cardigan is by Just the Worsted. I got the pattern on Etsy. This cardigan I really like. The yarn isn't wearing super well. It does pill, which isn't, ideal, but it is very comfortable. It's definitely too cropped for what I would prefer, but I am still wearing it pretty regularly. I'm wearing it open today, but typically I wear it closed, especially in the winter months. It is currently March 21st, so yesterday was the first day of spring and it's warmer outside, though it did snow last night. And I do find this cardigan very comfortable for this transitional period. If I were to make this cardigan again, which I don't think I will, I would definitely make it longer, but other than that, I'm very happy with the fit of it. The chanterelle trousers are very, very comfortable, but having worn them more, there are some things that I would like to change. I think that I made the rise too long, so it bags around my groin, and it's also bagging above my butt in the back. So I think if I shorten that a little, then that would make the fit even better. Other than that, I think that those fit very, very, very well. I think they are still probably some of my best fitting pants, and it's just little tweaks now because they're not uncomfortable, they just look a little unseemly. The chanterelle pants are by So Liberated, and I got the pattern for sale on their website. They have sales pretty regularly. I bought 2 patterns for that. They have the base pattern and then they have the edition you can get, which is the zipper fly. I also made myself the Juno dress by Spaghetti Western for Valentine's Day, but by the time I finished it, I decided I didn't actually like the way that it looked. I did find the construction very interesting because it has a placket on it, and it was, I think, my second time making a placket. I really like the method of construction for this, though when I put it on, I did find that it was more like a moo and I wanted it to be a little bit more flattering. And so I also made myself a matching pair of Willa shorts. Both these patterns are by Spaghetti Western Patterns, and their sizing is very interesting because it's the average size of the American woman. So for the Juno dress, I was the size small, and for the Willa shorts, I made the size large, though I did find that these are too big for me. So I gave them to my sister, and I'm in the process of making a size medium, and they seem like they're gonna fit me much better. I also made the Coliseum top, which is a pattern by Ed's Farts on Etsy. I used some purple mohair wool nylon blend, and it's very comfortable. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. I really like the Coliseum pattern. I love both of the Coliseum tops that I've made, and I wear them quite frequently. I also made the garden blouse. I finished that in time to wear for St. Patrick's Day because I had made it out of this lovely spring green bed sheet that I got from the thrift store. I paid $6.49 for that bedsheet, and I still have a bit left over. This was probably the most technical thing that I've ever made, and I'm pleased with how it turned out, though I did make a mistake at the cuff and some of the pleats are sewn down the wrong way. I will probably fix that eventually, but I'm not going to do that yet. I've already worn it out on St. Patrick's Day. I wore it to work. I do think that I made the size that was too big because when I printed out the pattern, I was considering making it a dress, the garden dress, instead of the garden blouse. And so I took my hips into account because I wanted to make sure that there was enough space for my hips. But my upper body and my hips are 2 sizes different, so it's quite a bit bigger on my upper body. And I wonder if I have enough fabric left over to make this into a dress, because I do think that I would get a lot of wear out of this as a dress in the summer. That's all of the things that I made in winter. I do have some other works in progress. We'll talk about that in the next section. There are a few things that I had cut out for my winter making, but I didn't get around to. So my plan for the next couple of weeks is to finish all of the projects that I have already started. That will be a vlog coming out after this video, hopefully. I will finish all the things that I've already cut out for winter before starting my spring makes. For winter, I had cut out the Willa shorts in the size medium, and I'm halfway through making that, so that is the first thing I need to finish. Then I cut out a pair of jigsaw pants for my husband, jigsaw pants by Marlies Rucker. I made him a pair out of all of his old sweatshirts and sweatpants that he either didn't wear or were wearing out. That was my mock-up, and it turned out really, really well. He says they're very comfortable. So out of the rest of his sweatshirts that he doesn't wear, I've cut out another pair, and I hope to have those done by the end of the month so that I can give them to him for his birthday. His birthday is March 27th. It is currently the 21st, so wish me luck. I've also finally cut out the Coraline top, which is a top by Pattern Cause on Etsy. I bought this pattern last year, and I'm only now getting around to making it. It has some interesting detailing with the rounded collar and the pin tucks. I'm excited to see how this works up. I cut it out of a dark navy cotton, I think poplin. I need to make some adjustments when I make the darts because my waist isn't as small as the pattern thinks that it is. And then the last pattern that I have cut out is the panini pleated blouse by So Like, I believe, on Etsy. And I cut that out of a cotton poly bed sheet that I got at the thrift store for $6.49. It is a white background with a blue grid over it, and I think that that'll make an interesting blouse. I cut out the long sleeve version, so it has pin tucks going down the arms. That's everything that is holdover from winter. So now let's talk about my actual spring plans. I have a little list here. My first thing that I want to make is a dress for my birthday. My birthday is April 16th, and I like making myself a pretty dress for that occasion. I have purchased the Sunday dress by My Keeper, and I'm excited to make that. I have two fabrics that I want to use to make that. I have one that is this lovely blue sheet that I got from the thrift store at the same time as those other sheets that I've previously talked about, so it was $6.49, and that's for my mock-up. So I hope to have that done relatively quickly so that I can wear it when I go thrifting for my annual thrift trip with my sister-in-law. We go to all of the thrift stores east of Edmonton, and so I'm really excited about that. And it'd be nice to wear a pretty dress. So hopefully I get it done by April 2nd. Which, thinking of everything else I need to finish by then, probably isn't feasible, but a girl can dream. And then I also have this green floral rayon fabric that I want to use to make the actual birthday dress. I am a little hesitant to use it because rayon can be a little tricky, and this dress is made with princess seams. So we'll see after I make the mock-up if I feel like I need to make another one and if I have the patience to make it out of rayon. I feel like I had more sewing plans, but I can't think of them right now. I do want to make some t-shirts. I was considering the Honey Girl t-shirt, but I'm not sure if that's the right pattern for me. I wanted something that was more fitted, like the Honey Girl t-shirt, but that one needs a very specific fabric, and because I get most of my fabrics at the thrift store, I'm not sure that it's feasible for me to make that pattern. I still have the Stelling Tee pattern, which I really enjoy. That's the shirt I'm wearing right now, actually. It's a boxy fit curved hem shirt, and it's a free pattern by French Navy Patterns. And I really enjoy this tee, so maybe I'll just make more of these. There is a top that I really want to make. It's a Draco top, which is like a sport top. So I think that that would be nice to wear a lot in the summer, and I can use it while I am exercising, which will be very comfortable because it has a built-in shelf bra. Another thing that I'm thinking of making is I have the Koseka pants pattern by So Liberated, and I want to finally make it. I have it printed out, and I have a lot of denim materials that I can use to make it that I've been collecting from the thrift store, as well as some canvas material that is black that I think would be very nice for that as well. I want to make it all in one color, even though there's options to make it in multiple colors. Maybe for future ones I'll make it in multiple colors, but I am excited about the prospect of one color. Some other little tasks that I want to do this spring is I have a list of things that need to be mended, and that'll probably be a video as well. I need to mend my husband's scrub pants as well as the socks that I knit him. I knit these for his birthday last year, and they have a huge hole in the bottom, which is sad. And then I also have a few things that I need to mend in my own wardrobe, one being the bow blouse that I made by Roberts Wood, the dress version that I made. I need to sew down the button plackets because it's just raw there, and I believe this pattern had you not finished damaged that, which is annoying because it's all fraying there, so I need to fix that. And then I made another bow blouse out of old men's shirts that I got from the thrift store, all in different shades of blue. I used snap buttons for that, but the snap buttons I used are relatively cheap ones that I got on Amazon, and they don't work, and they may have damaged the fabric. So I need to fix that as well. Probably just by taking out the snaps. Hopefully it hasn't damaged the fabric too much, and then I can just use buttons and buttonholes, but we'll see when the time comes. And then the last thing I want to fix in that video are these pants that I'm wearing right now, which I'll show you in B-roll. They're the Pinion pants by Sew Liberated. They're a little bit too cropped on me, and I did the hem like really deep, so I can definitely lengthen it. But also because they're made out of corduroy, they're very noisy when I walk, and the patients always comment on it, and I don't like being noisy when I walk. So I want to see if I can alter these to be bow-legged, and then I don't think that they'll rub together as much in the... It's actually in the calf area where it's rubbing because they're so wide-legged that they rub there. I think that that's everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you liked this video and you're excited to see what I make sure to hit subscribe and you can watch everything that I make. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!